criteria, which is purpose. Now, if you look at the first paragraph, there's only one sentence. And it's generally mentioning that Sylvia Charles requires breastfeeding support services. But there's no elaboration on why they are being referred specifically to a lactation consultant. Let's look at the second criteria, content. There are some inaccuracies like the spelling mistake. Dylan spelled as D-Y-A-L-A-N, that's a spelling mistake. Other than that, there does not seem to be any inaccuracies or missing of any key information in the content. Let's look at the third criteria, which is conciseness and clarity. If we're calculating the number of words to be counted, we'll start from the first paragraph till the end, and this letter has 238 words, and that is exceeding the limit. The task was to complete the letter within 180 to 200 words. There are few irrelevant informations added, like patient's consultations with the clinic. Well, it was not really required to be the first sentence of a paragraph. The letter could have been summarized a little better, because the most important points, which are the patient being worried about not having enough breast milk to feed her child and reducing the formula feed, also the right preparation formula for feeding if that is to be continued. These points are not highlighted. These are mentioned in the letter somewhere. So it's not summarized effectively, which it could have been if it was highlighted either in the first sentence of the paragraph, the topic sentence of the paragraph, or in the first paragraph of the letter itself. Let's look at the next criteria, which is genre and style. There are few things that reduces the score here. It starts like dear consultant. It could have been dear sir or ma'am. Consultant seems very distant and cold. Okay, in the last paragraph, if you notice the first line, you could encourage Dylan's family to increase the number of feeding. This could be taken as coming from a commanding tone. Instead, this could be pacified and changed to, it would be appreciated if Dylan's family is encouraged to increase the number of feeding. The second last criteria is organization and layout. The letter is organized in a chronological order, which means in the order of how things happened. So it could have been better organized for the reader. For example, the last paragraph of the letter contains suggestions for the consultant to take into consideration, which can be considered as the most important information among the rest. So this information can be added as the second paragraph instead of the last paragraph. Layout is generally good. There's no issues with the spacing after the paragraphs or the size of the paragraphs. The last criteria, which is language. There are spelling mistakes. The name of the child, Dylan, has been misspelled as D-Y-A-L-A-N. There's other spelling errors also. He passes is incorrectly spelled. There is punctuational error in between 24 hours. 4,200 gram, there needs to be a space left. Same thing with 3,400 grams, there needs to be space between them. A spelling mistake again, his weight instead of his weight. In the last paragraph, the mention of Dylan's family also has a punctuational error. There needs to be an apostrophe right before S. It's referring to Dylan's family, so that's why an apostrophe is required. And finally, queries.